Hello, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Vijeta, and today we shall be continuing with the MCQs of logical reasoning with Elizabeth and Darcy here. So, let us begin. The first or the 11th question: if the proposition "no men are honest" is taken to be false, which of the following proposition or propositions can be claimed certainly to be true? So, the other propositions were all men are honest, some men are not honest, no honest person is man. All of these have some problems in them, but some men are honest is the one that is most suitable because it has a certainty. Not all men can be honest, and some men are not honest, that has a certainty. But again, no honest person is man, that is also very bleak and it's very black and white. Some men are not honest, that is also true, but some men are honest can be more of a truer proposition here. So the suitable proposition that is used is some men are honest. If you have more explanation to this question, it is welcome in the comment section. Now, if we want to seek new knowledge of facts about the world, we must rely on the reason of the type. It would most certainly be inductive reasoning. And why is that? It is because of the fact that inductive reasoning involves making generalizations or predictions based on specific observations or evidence. It is the process of reasoning from particular instances to reach a broader conclusion. Now, this type of reasoning is commonly used in scientific research to formulate hypotheses and make predictions based on observed patterns. So, inductive reasoning would be the most suited answer here because we want to know facts, and inductive reasoning is something that runs on facts. So, that is that. A deductive argument is invalid if its premises are true but its conclusion is false. Because in a deductive argument, validity means that if the premises are true, then the conclusion must be true. If an argument has true premises but a false conclusion, it is considered invalid. Now, validity is about the logical relationship between the premises and the conclusion, regardless of the actual truth or falsity of the statements involved. Inductive reasoning is grounded on uniformity of nature. Because inductive reasoning relies on the assumption that there is a uniformity in the way natural laws operate. It assumes that patterns observed in the past will continue in the future, allowing generalizations to be made based on specific observations. The principle of uniformity of nature is fundamental to the reliability of inductive reasoning. Now, among the following statements, two are contradictory to each other. Select the correct quote that represents them. Statements: all poets are philosophers, some poets are philosophers, some poets are not philosophers, no philosopher is a poet. Now, the correct answer is all poets are philosophers and some poets are not philosophers. And why is that? All poets are philosophers suggests that every poet is a philosopher. And for the other statement, some poets are not philosophers, contradicts statement A by suggesting that they are those poets who are not philosophers. So, that is an explanation that could be summed up here. Now we go to the next question. Which of the following is an example of inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning examples are very simple and very easy to, find out. Here we have some questions, some statements about crows. Let me see. Okay. All crows are black. Therefore, the next crow I see will be black. That was option A, and this is the option which is actually true. The other option that was given was if a number is divisible by 2, then it is even. The sum of two odd numbers is always even. A triangle has three sides. Now, these are all the statements, and in hindsight, if you look them from afar, you might think that, okay, all of them kind of look like inductive reasoning. But the thing is, why the first statement is true is because of the fact that inductive reasoning involves making generalizations based on observations. Here, the statement is based on past observations of crows being black and extends it to predict a future observation. So, the play of observation is what is evident here. All of the statements are correct, they are true, and they have data to support them, but this, all of the others are facts. This is an observation, which is the reason why this is an example of inductive reasoning. Identify the fallacy in the following statement. If you don't support the new policy, you are unpatriotic. This is a false dilemma because this argument presents only two choices: supporting the policy or being unpatriotic, and ignores other possibilities. This is a false dilemma fallacy when you have just two options. By which of the following proposition the proposition wise men are hardly afraid of death is contradicted? So you see, this is another question which involves a lot of propositions that have been provided. Let me see. Some wise men are afraid of death, which is the correct proposition. The other propositions that were provided were all wise men are afraid of death, no wise men are afraid of death, some wise men are not afraid of death. So these were the propositions that were provided, and the correct one is on your screen. So why is that? Now, this statement contradicts the assertion that wise men are hardly afraid of death by suggesting that at least some wise men are afraid of death. So, this is why we have this option as the correct answer, because it contradicts, the assertion that wise men are hardly afraid of death. In which reasoning does one infer the best explanation from a set of observations? It's abductive reasoning, because abductive reasoning involves forming a conclusion based on the best explanation for a set of observations, even though the explanation may not be certain. So, yeah. Which of the following is an example of circular argument? I have not included the others because it might cause confusion. Now, all bachelors are unmarried because a bachelor is an unmarried man. Now, this is a circular argument because it goes on in circles. You can't win in this kind of an argument. I mean, why all bachelors are unmarried? Because, a bachelor is an unmarried man. So it kind of is a ludicrous argument, and that is why it is circular, because it goes on and on and on. Although, if you want, I can provide you with the other examples that were given. They were some animals are mammals and some mammals are humans. So, some animals are humans. That is one. If it rains, the ground will be wet. It's raining, so the ground is wet. All birds have wings. Sparrows have wings, so sparrows are birds. So, all of them, if you look at them, they all look like circular arguments. However, a circular argument is one where the conclusion is used as one of the premises, making it restate the definition or concept without providing new information. If you look at the other arguments, you see that you are getting new information. And in this argument, the bachelor argument, the conclusion is used as a premise, and it is actually restating the definition. It is actually reaffirming the definition or the concept, and it's not providing you a new information. So, by far, this one is the right answer. Which reasoning approach uses past cases to predict future outcomes? Again, the answer is abductive reasoning. No, sorry. I think it's wrong. It's inductive reasoning. And yeah, I'm sorry, it's a typo here. It's an inductive reasoning. Just note it down. And why is that? Because inductive reasoning involves using past observations or cases to make predictions or generalizations about the future events, as we have discussed. Which of the following is a characteristic feature of deductive reasoning? The characteristic feature of deductive reasoning is certainty of conclusion, which I have not written because it might cause confusion. However, they were probability of conclusions, use of empirical evidence, use of creative thinking. But certainty of conclusions is by far the most accurate answer, because deductive reasoning provides certainty in its conclusions as long as the premises are true, unlike inductive reasoning, which deals with probability. So, inductive reasoning has more of a probability factor, but deductive reasoning is like the certainty is there as long as the premises are true. So, that's the correct answer. Now, statements: all fruits are perishable, some perishable items are vegetables, no vegetable is a mineral, all minerals are solid. So, these are the statements, and the conclusions that are the conclusion that is the right conclusion is no fruit is a mineral. They have given other conclusions as well, which is some vegetables are not solid, some fruits are solid, all perishable items are solid. Why is that this conclusion is the right conclusion? Because from 1 to 3, fruits being perishable items and no vegetable being a mineral, we cannot connect fruits directly to minerals. Thus, the safest conclusion is that no fruit is a mineral. Other conclusions cannot be derived logically, because in other conclusion you see some vegetables are not solid, some fruits are solid, all perishable items. The thing is, we are not connecting fruits directly to minerals in any of these statements. And the conclusion that has the mention of a mineral is only the first option that I have included here. So, other conclusions are not derived logically, they cannot be derived logically. Hence, this conclusion is the one that is the most suited one. Now we come to the other premises and conclusion. Some musicians are dancers, all dancers are artists.